If you would like some good quality anime merch, you can get it from Beautiful Halo, link in the description, and don't forget to use my link. And for 5% off on your next $49 plus order, use the code MEME, and for 10% off on your next $99 plus order, use code MEME, MEME, and let's get right into the intro. Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weaves here, and this is What If Naruto went Dark Part 3 finale. And today Part 1 just came out and it did really well, but this will come out on I believe on a Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday, yes, on a Friday. Anyways, hope you are all enjoying the series, and if you are, you can drop a like and don't forget to subscribe. Anyways, last time we left off with Naruto, of course, actually going on a trip with Jiraiya to find Tsunade, but of course Tsunade was nowhere to be seen. And on this trip, while Jiraiya was actually going out drinking and hanging out with women while trying to find Tsunade, Naruto actually met the Sound Four, and this was way before actually Naruto had to fight both Itachi and Kisame. And here, of course, Naruto saw the Sound Four and asked them what they wanted, because he remembers them from the actual fight with the Hokage. And they tell him that Orochimaru can give him power, and Naruto at first is why should I need power from Orochimaru? And they tell him about the curse mark. It probably hasn't activated for Naruto, that's what they say. And Naruto's like, what do you mean the curse mark? I don't even know what that is. And they say, did Orochimaru ever bite you? And Naruto says yes. And this mark is left, and Naruto then adds 1+1 and mark on his neck, Orochimaru and everything. Curse mark is like, okay, so this is the curse mark, you see, huh? And Naruto's getting ready to kill them all on the spot, but of course then he actually thought of it, and Orochimaru and basically they tell Naruto that Orochimaru can make his dream come true of freedom. He can basically show him how to get out of the village, how to and he will give him a home outside the village. And Naruto was really intrigued by this. And also remember, Naruto's trying to become pretty strong too, because he knows that since his Naruto's Jinchuriki, the Leaf Village would want him back into the village if he left. And he tells them that he can't anyways. He needs to become stronger, since the Leaf Village will come to get him anyways. And they tell him that Orochimaru can teach him how to get stronger, and he can teach him things that Naruto has never heard of before, and things that no other shinobi knows. Naruto at this point was really intrigued and said, alright, I'll think about it, but as of right now I'm on a mission, so get the hell out of my face. And they say that they'll come and pick him up one of these days after his mission. And Naruto says, alright then, I don't really care. And after this, Naruto the Sound Four actually leave, and here Naruto of course goes back to training. Naruto's actually trying to master the next stage of the Rasengan, which is basically a different a chakra nage added to it. And just saying, Jiraiya already knows how to do it, thanks to Naruto, who actually brought up the idea of actually adding a chakra release and actually changing the formation of the chakra. Instead of just spinning, he can change it into a different shape, and the Rasengan could become something like a shuriken or something that he can throw. Of course, Jiraiya took this advice, and he's like, interesting. And so he himself actually decided to master it while Naruto was actually doing the tuning exams. But anyways, now that I've covered that, or how Naruto met the Sound Four, we can cover the next part of the story. Of course, Kakashi still had to go up against Itachi, and was put under the Tsukuyomi, which actually put Kakashi under a trauma. So of course, during this time, Sasuke and Tsuki came to know about this Danka, and actually went to find Kakashi together. For once, the two siblings were actually working together, since they found out, after finding out about Itachi actually coming into the village, they actually head off on their own, and not telling anyone that they're heading off to find Itachi. Of course, no one knows, but my guy who actually has met Kakashi's team, he actually was worried because he knows that Sasuke Uchiha and Tsuki Uchiha are both siblings of Itachi Uchiha. So if they came to know, they might go after him to find answers on why Itachi killed his the whole clan and their parents. And so Jiraiya, sorry, Might Guy, being the smart guy that he is, and going after the two siblings, actually goes off after them, and Naruto is actually greeted by a knock to his door, and Naruto opens the door to actually see who he is, and in the end finds out that it's the Akatsuki. Of course, the Akatsuki tell Naruto that he has to come with them, and Naruto says no. Of course, this is Kisame and Itachi, and Itachi just glares at Naruto, and Naruto's like, so you're Itachi Uchiha, and Itachi then says, and what do you want from me? And Naruto's like, I could ask the same thing. After all, you want me to come with you. I don't know anything about you. Why should I? And Itachi says, interesting point, but you don't have a choice. So you either come with us with no force, or we'll have to force you. And Naruto then says, I'd rather go for the second option. And now Naruto and Kisame then says, you damn brat, respect your elders. And as he says that, he swings his sword at Naruto to actually injure him enough that he can't move anymore, and actually steal his chakra, so he can't use any. And anyways, now while this was about to happen, everything was about to go down, Itachi actually hears his name being called out by two people, a girl and a guy, and a boy. Both Sasuke and Tsuki arrived, and Tsuki sees that Naruto was about to get attacked, and so she's more worried about Naruto than Itachi as of right now. And so she actually says, Itachi, what are you doing? And Sasuke heads off with his Chidori, and trying to kill Itachi on the spot, which was a dumb mistake. My guy thinks he can beat Itachi at this age. What a fucking idiot, retard. Anyways, sorry. Even I was like, hey yo fam, you're not even stronger than Naruto, and you think you can beat Itachi, who beat Kakashi? And I was 6 when I watched this, so I was like, hey, 1 + 1 = 2, but this guy's 0 + 0. How's he gonna beat 2? Anyways, now, of course, Naruto, who actually saw Itachi strangling Sasuke, he couldn't really do anything. First of all, he doesn't really care. He doesn't care if Sasuke dies, or if Tsuki dies at this point. Of course, in his mind, that's what he thinks. But anyways, of course, now Naruto, who was about to get sliced up by Kisame, actually dodged the attack, and then Tsuki actually came in to kick Kisame. Of course, not caring about what happens to Sasuke. Sorry, I see too much. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, Tsuki not caring about what happens to Sasuke actually kinda kinda made Itachi worry, because these two are meant to become stronger together, strong enough to kill him. He wants to get killed by the two of them, and he wants them to be considered as the heroes of the village for killing a rogue ninja from the village. And Itachi can see that Tsuki doesn't care about Sasuke at all, and he can actually kind of understands where Tsuki's coming from. After all, this is what has been happening in her life. Even when she was younger, her parents only Itachi actually cared about Tsuki. Other than him, no one else did. But anyways, now Naruto, of course, being helped out by Tsuki, Naruto then says, go help out Sasuke, I don't need your help. And as he says that, he actually kicks him right in the chest, which actually hurt. Literally, Naruto's letting out a bit of the sorry, not letting out, he's actually letting out a bit of his Kekkei Genkai, and this was seen by both Itachi and Kisame, and they questioned this. They asked Naruto, what kind of technique is this? And Naruto's like, why should I tell people who are trying to abduct me? Are you guys retarded? And as he says that, both Itachi and Kisame actually attack Naruto. Yes, even Itachi got a kunai out. Of course, he's not actually going to try to attack Naruto or hurt him. He's just doing this so Kisame doesn't get suspicious of Itachi on why he's not helping his own teammate. Remember, they work in pairs. Anyways, as this was about to happen, Naruto was getting ready to fight, and Tsuki was actually pretty far. Kisame was kicked so far that Itachi had to come in to help, and Naruto was there, and Tsuki was actually helping out Sasuke, and she saw that Sasuke was in the same state as Kakashi. Anyway, she questions this, and she realizes that Itachi must have put him under a genjutsu that pretty much annihilated Sasuke. But anyways, now, Naruto, who saw the two coming at him, he was getting ready, and he actually got his shadow out, and he was about to impale both of them while he tries to escape. And he was going to actually help his team out too, because he doesn't want to leave these two behind, because these two can become hostages, which then would just interfere with Naruto's plans, which is actually to leave the village. Yes, Naruto has actually already planned on leaving the village to go to Orochimaru, since Orochimaru promised him freedom. Naruto's like, if you can promise me freedom, I'll do it. I don't care. Anyways, of course now. Sorry. Anywho, now, of course, Naruto was about to use his full power against the two, but now, of course, as he was about to use his full power, Jiraiya arrives, and Naruto actually stops using his Kekkei and just deactivates it. And anyways, now, once Jiraiya arrived, the two actually escaped, realizing that Jiraiya is too hard to beat, especially because he's a legend Sanin. They do not know what kind of skills he has, especially because they have never versed him at all. But anyways, now, of course, once Jiraiya arrived, he asked what happened, and Naruto says that they knocked on his door. He opened, and he saw that these two were there, and they asked him to come to him with them. I said no, and blah blah blah, and then these two arrived, and these two tried to fight Itachi, while she tried to help me out, and Sasuke, well, you see what happened to him. And after this, Might Guy comes and explains what happened to Kakashi, and realizing that they need to find Tsunade as fast as possible, Naruto and Jiraiya begin the search again, but this time the more, oh wow, into it. Unlike before, Jiraiya was going out every night, and even afternoons he was taking it easy. But anyways, now, of course, one night they were actually going to get some food, since they just arrived in a different town, and of course they see that Tsunade was there. Of course, Naruto and Naruto never knew how Tsunade looked, but Jiraiya, once he saw her, he went up to her, and they started talking, and she called the third a fool, same as the fourth, and all the Hokages. But Naruto didn't really care. In fact, he kind of agreed with them, especially since they decided to become Hokages of this village. And Naruto actually then goes on to say, maybe they were fools. In fact, I don't even disagree with that. After all, they decided to become the Hokage of such a disgusting and utter shit village. And Naruto actually says this, and Jiraiya's like, Naruto, you okay? And then Tsunade's like, this actually hit a nerve of Tsunade, because even though she called them fools, she did kind of respect the first Hokage, especially if that was because that was her grandfather. And and Tsunade is like, kid, who are you to talk? Do you even know what the Hokages did in their lives? And Naruto then says, when she the one bad mouthing them a second ago, what do you want now, huh, old hag? And Tsunade gets pretty pissed, and she's like, take you outside, kid. I bet you won't be talking like that outside, will you now? And Naruto's like, I'll definitely be talking to someone like you out there, especially since you are the legendary loser. And this actually hit a nerve, because Tsunade kinda takes her gambling seriously, and when someone calls her a loser, pisses off. Anyway, now it pisses her off. Anyways, now of course they begin the fight, and Naruto actually says, how about we make a bet, since you love it? And Tsunade's like, alright, if you win, I will return to the village, but if you lose, you have to get the hell out of my face and never come back. And Naruto gladly accepts, and Naruto actually wins easily, in fact, especially because Tsunade was half drunk. Naruto was able to take her out easily, and Jiraiya was actually impressed that even a drunken Tsunade wasn't able to, was taken out by Naruto. And a legendary Sanin, even when drunk, Tsunade would be able to easily destroy any Genin, any Chunin. But Naruto's a whole different breed. I'm joking, like literally a whole different breed, and plus he is pretty overpowered. Anyways, now Naruto, and this time Orochimaru didn't even get to talk to Tsunade, since Tsunade actually returned to the village after that night. And Naruto actually returned much earlier, a full week earlier, and so he still had some time to think about leaving or not. He came back to see his friends, his sensei, his village. Of course, Naruto was just looking there until he saw the family of the man. Well, it wasn't really a man, it was actually a teenager who killed his cat. And he was just an 18-year-old. But anyways, he saw their family, and their family told him to back off, you demon, literally saying back off, you demon. And Naruto then says, every time I look at them, I don't even do anything. They're always like that. They'll never change. And Naruto at this point, he realizes that this village has no he does not belong in this village. This village doesn't deserve him. It's not that he wants to be deserved by something, but he doesn't want to, he doesn't believe that he the village doesn't deserve him, but he believes that he doesn't deserve the how the village treats him. It's unfair. It's not fair at all. Naruto did nothing. He was breathing, and literally he got attacked. And his cat tried to protect him, and the cat literally got killed because of him. And so he's like, this village only brought me suffering, and I've brought suffering to the village, so I might as well just leave. And on that night, it's been a week, Naruto has thought of it, and on the night of seeing the family of the man that he killed, of the teenager that he killed, Naruto then says, oh well, farewell village, I'm sorry Tsuki, I know you wanted me to remain. I could tell from your facial expression once I was talking about it the other day. And Tsuki and Naruto do talk quite a bit now. But anyways, Naruto then actually sees Tsuki on the way out, and Tsuki asks Naruto where he's going, and Naruto's like, I'm just going to leave now. And Naruto was being blunt about it, and literally with an apathetic look, and Tsuki says, Naruto, please don't do this. And basically Naruto's like, Tsuki, get out of my way, clearly I don't want to remain in this village. And basically Naruto wasn't even doing this for power. Naruto was just doing this because he wanted to leave the village. And anyways, so he doesn't really need the Curse Mark 2 because he's stronger than the Curse Mark 2 currently. But anyways, of course, Tsuki then says, no Sasuke, no Naruto, please. I've said Sasuke. Anyways, Naruto then says, Tsuki, you've done enough for me. I'm grateful I met you. In fact, you're the only person who actually treated me like a normal human being, and I want to thank you even further. But at this point, it's all over for me and you. This is where our paths part. Goodbye, Tsuki. Hope you have an amazing life, and please forget about me. And now Naruto actually hugs Tsuki for the first time. Tsuki at this point was blushing, and she's like, wait, Naruto, please. And crying and blushing at the same time. Tsuki tells Naruto to please remain, and Naruto then just says that he can't, it's all over. He can't remain in this village anymore, and he wants to escape from the bad things that has always happened to him, and all the things that the village did to him. Anyways, now Tsuki then says please Naruto, and Naruto actually knocks her out. And while he was actually going with his hands in his pocket, Sasuke actually saw him. Sasuke asked Naruto what he was doing, and Naruto says, goodbye Sasuke, it's been nice knowing you, but now I'm going, bye. And Sasuke's like, wait Naruto, what? And basically then Naruto actually disappeared. Using his shadow, he's actually going even faster than he's ever gone. And Sasuke was confused, but anyways, then he saw Tsuki, his sister, on the ground, and Tsuki told him, and basically they went to the Hokage, and the Hokage is like, wait, what? And now of course Sasuke and Tsuki were actually put on a team to actually retrieve Naruto. But anyways, of course Naruto, who was already pretty far away from them, and the Sandful was actually escorting him since he was actually at the back. And basically the Naruto retrieval team actually was created, and it was Choji, Shikamaru, two of Naruto's friends, Naruto, Tsuki, Sasuke, and last but not least, it was Neji, someone that Naruto actually humbled. And anyways, now Neji and all of the team, this whole team all fought together, and they were able to actually destroy every single one of the Sandful. And Naruto was told where to go by Kimimaro, and Kimimaro was going to take the rest on, which was Sasuke, Tsuki, Shikamaru Choji, and Neji, and of course Lee arrived after a while, and it was 6 of them now. And anyways, of course, 2 of them, well, the rest of them actually told Sasuke and Tsuki to go and bring back their teammate, and so they actually do. And Naruto actually looks at them at the Valley of the End. There were 3 people there: Naruto, Tsuki, Sasuke, and yeah, that's pretty much it. No, but anyways, now after this, Naruto, who was fighting 2 of them at the same time. It wasn't easy for Naruto, but of course Naruto didn't really mind at all, since he's pretty strong, and he's much stronger than them, that's for sure. And so it didn't really affect him much, since it was a 2v3, a 2v1, not 2v3. What am I talking about? Anyways, of course Naruto was using their Sengun, and all 3 of them were fighting each other. Well, not each other. 2 of them were fighting Naruto to actually bring him back. Naruto was kind of struggling at first, but that was because Naruto was suppressed. He wasn't using his shadow, which he should have been from the very beginning. And after a long a long fought battle, Tsuki and Sasuke actually lose to Naruto because Naruto's too strong. He actually started using his his shadow, which looked a lot like the curse. Oh, not the curse mark. The Karma Seal, and the Karma Seal looks pretty sick on Kawaki and Boruto. But anyways, of course, after this, Naruto, after destroying the 2, actually laid them both down, and he saw Tsuki, and Naruto actually left his headband with Tsuki, and Naruto actually left an engraving on it saying sorry, and Tsuki always kept it with her after Naruto actually left. Tsuki and Sasuke received severe damage, and their limbs were actually kind of well, not broken, but damaged severely, which affected how they fight from now onwards. But anyways, of course, this didn't Tsuki didn't really care about this. After a bit, Jiraiya actually came to these 2 and asked them if they wanted to become his students, and Tsuki said yes. And even Tsunade told Tsuki, especially Tsuki, because she saw a lot of potential in Tsuki. And anyways, now of course Tsuki, who was on her own meditating, and she was actually trying to learn healing healing ninjutsu, while at the same time actually training under Jiraiya. Yes, she's training under both of them, while Sasuke was actually training just under Jiraiya. But anyways, now Naruto, who has arrived to Orochimaru was training him, but Naruto already had the toad summoning, and Orochimaru tried to destroy the contract. But anyways, Naruto declined, saying that his contract is already with the Toads and he does not want to cancel it. And if Orochimaru tries, he swears that he will kill him. And anyways, now, of course, while Naruto was training for the next 2 years and a half, Orochimaru does warn him about, the Akatsuki being after him. And of course, Itachi came to know this. Itachi actually told the village about, him not actually being against them, and him actually working with the third Hokage. But now that the third Hokage is gone, he has to work with Tsunade, and Tsunade actually accepts the cooperation from Itachi. And so Itachi and Tsunade start working together, and in actually retrieving Naruto and actually finding where Naruto is. And anyways, now anyways, of course, Naruto, who was training with Orochimaru, he wasn't training, well, he was training basically like Sasuke, killing 1,000 people a day, and really Naruto didn't care. He didn't care if they were innocent or not. But Ashura's spirit, which Naruto actually unlocked, saw everything, and Ashura was hurting inside. He could see Naruto doing all these bad things, killing 1,000 people a day. It really hurt Ashura, because Ashura was the one who wanted to protect everyone. He was basically Naruto. But anyways, of course, after seeing all of this, Ashura actually decided to take action of his own and literally stop Naruto on his own. Ashura actually came to Naruto. Well, he didn't really come to Naruto, but he contacted Naruto through his reincarnation link. Ashura being not really being able to do this, was about to give up, but then one day, Ashura and Naruto actually connected while Naruto actually was versing. Well, of course, Orochimaru realized that just a thousand normal citizen a day wasn't going to be enough to train Naruto to an extent where he becomes super strong, and actually decided to get a pretty strong shinobi up against Naruto. But anyways, of course, Naruto wasn't expecting someone to be this strong, and literally the shinobi was an S-rank shinobi, which Orochimaru was able to defeat with ease, to be honest, especially because this is Orochimaru. Orochimaru is a pretty strong shinobi. But anyways, now Naruto, still, who was actually suppressed, didn't even try against the shinobi. Of course, realizing that not trying against this guy was a mistake, and so he actually began using his true strength, and he actually decided to finish the fight pretty quickly because he doesn't want to fight for too long anyways. Now he goes into his his shadow Keke Genkai, and uses it against this shinobi, and of course this was way too much for the shinobi. But at this moment, Ashura got in touch with Naruto. While Naruto was actually fighting this shinobi, he of course well, of course, Naruto actually went in a state of connection, just like how the Ninetales did it. Naruto did the same thing, but with Ashura. Ashura actually appeared in front of Naruto, and Naruto was baffled at first. He didn't know who this was, and why he was seeing him in a space like the Ninetales. Of course, Ashura then tells him that he is Ashura Otsutsuki, and Naruto asks what Otsutsuki means, and basically Ashura tells him that Otsutsuki means is the surname of of a clan. Otsutsuki is a clan of strong beings, and Otsutsuki was the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. Of course, Naruto didn't know this, but of course he didn't understand this fully. But over time, Ashura explained well, in simple words, he explained that this clan is part of the clan, it's the clan where Kage Otsutsuki, the mother of all chakra, derives from. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto understands that the Otsutsuki clan must be pretty freaking overpowered, since, the, Kage Otsutsuki is the mother of all chakra. She must have every single jutsu in the whole entire universe, right? And it's true, she does. But anyways, now, of course, after this, Naruto and Naruto didn't really like what sorry, Naruto didn't really like what Ashura was telling Naruto, and how Ashura was telling Naruto that the things that he's doing now are all wrong, and this is not the path to go. And Naruto then says, "Who are you to tell me how to live? Maybe you chose the wrong reincarnate. Maybe I should have been the reincarnation of your brother, Indra." And basically, maybe Ashura has thought of that, but Ashura remembers choosing Naruto himself, so he knows that he did not make a mistake. Naruto was a shinobi that a person, a a kid. Well, once Naruto was born, Ashura chose Naruto on purpose because he knew Naruto would be the savior of this world. He had a feeling of it, and so him basically being the next Sage of Six Paths, since Hagoromo gave all of his power to the Ashura got given all of Hagoromo's chakra, unlike when Sasuke and Naruto were the reincarnates. The power was divided between the two. Of course, this didn't happen when Ashura and Indra were there. That's the whole reason why Indra actually went rogue, because he chose Ashura instead of him. But anyways, now, of course, after all of this, Ashura actually started getting into Naruto's head. Of course, Naruto was pretty pissed off at Ashura. But anyways, now Naruto, who finished his link with Ashura, he actually decided to continue the fight with ignoring Ashura. Actually fought back to this while he was actually after his training, he was actually thinking back to this, and he realized that maybe Ashura was right. Maybe Naruto was the kid. Well, back in the days, maybe Naruto would have been the perfect reincarnation of Ashura, since he believed that this world. Well, he actually wanted to protect his village like basically Naruto was I couldn't explain it properly, but Naruto was basically the kid that he used to be. And Naruto think being a bit more wise here, after all the things that happened to him, Naruto has gone a bit more wise, especially because of all the suffering that he's seen in his life, all the suffering that he has gone through. Of course, Naruto became a bit more aware of his surroundings and realized that this maybe Ashura was right. But anyways, of course, Ashura tried his best to get to Naruto, but Naruto was already dead set on following his dreams, the dreams of leaving the village and living somewhere else. But anyways, now 2.5 years have passed. Naruto has been taking chakra from the Nine Tails, of course, sometimes, not all the times, but he's learned how to use up to the Full Tails, yes, the Full Tails, and anyways, now, and he can actually control it. Naruto, of course, having the OP Kekkei that was given by Ashura, he actually realized that this Kekkei was given by Ashura. Naruto has actually realized also another thing, that Orochimaru is not the right person to be with, and so after the 2.5 years, Naruto actually decided to leave Orochimaru's side and not be his disciple anymore. But anyways, now after all of this, Naruto, after leaving Orochimaru, Naruto really didn't care anymore. And Orochimaru was pretty pissed off that Naruto left, and he tried to fight Naruto, saying that he can't leave. But instead, Naruto, of course, actually getting rid of the curse mark right in front of Orochimaru. Orochimaru was pretty pissed off because that was the only way Naruto could have been controlled by Orochimaru. But then Naruto actually said, "It's over, Orochimaru. You stand no chance against me. I'm too strong for you." And Orochimaru gets pretty freaking pissed. He's like, "Who the hell do you think you are, brat? I'm the one who trained you." And basically, Naruto says, "You're not the one who trained me. In fact, it was your friend, Jiraiya, or shall I say, used to be your friend. But anyways, Jiraiya Sensei has taught me all these things. All you did is make me into a monster." Of course, Naruto has realized that, well, after all the links with Ashura, all the sessions of therapy sessions that Naruto has had with Ashura, he realized that he was in the wrong, and so he actually became more sensible, and he actually became the normal Naruto, the 15-year-old Naruto has a new dream to actually stop the cycle of hatred, because he doesn't care. Naruto really doesn't care about anything else other than this at this point. But one thing is for sure, Naruto still does not want to return to the Leaf Village. That's something that he will never do, and he will never go back on his word about that. He left. He actually hurt the person he realized that he loved, which was Tsuki, and so he couldn't forgive himself for what he did to her, and so he decided never to return. Anyways, of course, while all of this was happening, Tsuki was actually training. Her training was pretty much over. Even Sasuke finished his training. But anyways, now Tsuki and Sasuke became pretty much the most overpowered shinobi ever. But of course, Sasuke did not have the toad summoning. Sasuke actually decided to take the a different summoning, which was actually the snake summoning. Of course, the snakes are corrupted, but only Tsuki took. Tsuki actually didn't take the toad summoning after all. Of course, Jiraiya wasn't too pissed off about this, but he wondered why, and so once he asked, Tsuki actually replied by saying, "Naruto already has that, so I don't really want to take Naruto summoning, and plus it's yours anyways. So I took after Tsunade Sensei, and of course now I have the slug summoning." And Sasuke said, "To be honest, I don't really like the snakes, but as Tsuki said, I really don't want to take Naruto's one either. And plus, Naruto, I'm pretty sure he's changed over these years. There's no way he still believes that going with Orochimaru was the right choice." And here, Sasuke was spot on. Sasuke exactly hit the right mark and realized that Naruto, being smart, actually would realize that, Orochimaru was not the best choice of action. Going with Orochimaru was a mistake. And even Sasuke realized that, Naruto made a mistake, and Naruto has realized that himself, thanks to Ashura, of course. But anyways, of course, Sasuke still was dead set on revenge, but as of right now, he was still considering his friend more than revenge, and this was good. Even Tsuki realized that he fully gave up on revenge. And anyways, he didn't fully give up, of course, but you know where I'm going at. But anyways, of course, word has spread 2.5 years later. Word has spread about Naruto actually killing Orochimaru. word travels fast when it's a big shot dying, and of course we all know that Orochimaru got destroyed by Naruto. Naruto had no choice of other than killing Orochimaru, because Orochimaru was a threat to this world. Yes, Orochimaru was a threat to this world. Anyways, now, of course, after killing Orochimaru, Naruto didn't want this word to spread, but he really couldn't do anything. After all, there are people who just can't keep their mouth shut, which Naruto, of course, wanted to kill, but Ashura's influence over his life just stopped him from doing it. Naruto then realized that, killing these people would just be useless. It would just give him a bad name, and it would just continue, the cycle of hatred. If he kills someone, then other people will be pissed off. Their family members will be pissed off at Naruto, which will be the opposite of what Naruto wants to do. Naruto wants people to love each other, not only to fight. Not only, of course, there will be arguments, there will be fights, but that's inevitable. A good relationship always has fights. I'm sure all of you have fights with your friends. There's no way you guys have a relationship with a friend that you've never fought with. Like, bro, if you've never fought and you're still good friends, and you know you're good friends, unless one of you is faking it, yo, fair play to you. But me and Ratreet have had our fair share of fights. Me and Carol had our fights, not actual fist fights, but we were hurting each other with words and everything. Of course, sometimes we hurt each other like physically, but that was all, accidents and everything. But I'm sure we've all had fights anyways. Of course, after this, Naruto and Naruto, who left the hideout, of course, went off on his own. Of course, now Naruto, who's on his own, he was actually traveling the world at this point, and after the word has spread to many different villages. One of the villages that it spread to was, Gaara's. Gaara still came to help the Leaf Shinobi to, retrieve Naruto. After the word went to the Leaf, the Sand, of course, Gaara didn't even hesitate and left on his own. To be honest, of course, he was followed by his two siblings, and now Gaara is the Kazekage. After hearing the word that Naruto actually finally left Orochimaru and actually killed him, Gaara was really happy for Naruto. Naruto has finally achieved his goal, probably, with Orochimaru. But of course, after killing Orochimaru, Gaara actually was dead set on actually bringing Naruto to him. Of course, Naruto, once he got the letter from Gaara, yes, the letter went all the way to Naruto. Of course, Gaara had to, spy on Naruto quite a bit. And he doesn't like doing that to his friend, Naruto especially, since, Naruto was the one who saved him from the darkness that he was in. Anyways, after Naruto got this letter, Naruto was really happy that to hear that Gaara was doing well. Naruto really missed his friends, especially Tsuki, but really, after hurting all of them, he cannot return. Anyways, now, Gaara told Naruto to actually meet him. Naruto at first was hesitant, but in the end realized that if he doesn't meet Gaara, it will just hurt Gaara even further, since, Gaara has been waiting years to meet Naruto, and, Naruto hasn't met Gaara at all. After their fight, Naruto has never met Gaara ever again, and so he wants to apologize to Gaara, since, of course, Naruto has hurt many people, his friends, the village, and so, well, not the village in particular, but anyways, Naruto went to actually meet Gaara, but by the time he arrived, it was too late. Gaara was captured by the Akatsuki, which pissed off Naruto to the next level. Naruto wasn't having this. Naruto, if Naruto was just a bit quicker, he could have stopped it. And so, once he heard of Gaara's capture, instead of even waiting for backup, after hearing that the Leaf Shinobi were coming to help out, Naruto dipped real quick. He told himself that he will get Gaara on his own, and then, talk to him before the Leaf Shinobi arrive. Of course, Naruto, on his way, he actually saw Kankuro on the ground, and so he picked up Kankuro and brought him back to the village with a clone. Yes, Naruto kept going. Of course, the clone told the Sand... did I say Leaf Village? I'm so sorry. Anyways, Naruto, told the Sand Village that he will be bringing Gaara back. But, of course, after he beats the Akatsuki, the two Akatsuki members that have captured Gaara, he will spend some time with Gaara, talking to him, catching up, and this is Naruto's Maki speaking, and then he disappears. Anyways, now, Naruto, who was heading towards the hideout of the Akatsuki, you could feel their chakras and Gaara's chakra. Yes, Naruto's sensory abilities have gone to a completely different level, higher than anyone else's. Naruto's can feel chakra even behind a chakra sealing tag, basically a seal that doesn't allow chakra to go through, which is pretty overpowered. First of all, because Naruto can save many people who have been abducted. This is something that's not meant to happen, but Naruto has just got this ability, and this is mostly thanks to Ashura. And the reference to my old what if Naruto, what if Ashura's spirit raised Naruto? Yes, Naruto and Ashura actually talk quite a bit now. And Ashura has told a lot of stories to Naruto about the Sage of Six Paths. And Naruto is really intrigued by this. And Naruto wants to learn more from Ashura. But of course, Ashura and Naruto never have enough time to actually continue the stories. Or Naruto could have actually listened to Ashura for years upon years. He loves Ashura's stories. Ashura treats Naruto like his own grandson, something similar to that, and Naruto loves it. Naruto loves listening to the stories that Ashura tells him. It's like an old man telling his old stories, and these are real stories, so they're not far fetched. Naruto believes Ashura, and he believes that Ashura is would never lie to him. Anyways, if Ashura ever betrayed him, Naruto would pretty much go rogue and kill everyone. But anyways, but it's impossible that Ashura can betray him because Ashura is basically him. If you think about it, Naruto is Ashura, Ashura is Naruto, reincarnations. Anyways, now Naruto, who has been has finally arrived at the Akatsuki hideout. He tells himself that if he loses this fight, it's all over. If they capture him, it's easy. If they're able to capture him, it will be very easy to capture all the other tail beasts. Even though he doesn't know that some Jinchuriki are actually stronger than him as of right now because of their perfect Jinchuriki link. Anyways, now Ashura has told Naruto of mastering the Nine Tails chakra, or subduing the Nine Tails, so the Nine Tails listens to him, or making friends with the Nine Tails mostly, because the Nine Tails, remember, he was a kind being. The Nine Tails was worshipped, and he was kind at first, but of course over time people were just using the Tail Beast's power, which made the Nine Tails go rogue. The Nine Tails wasn't having this. The Nine Tails realized that this world is corrupted, and the only reason that they care about the Tail Beasts is for their power. And so, Kurama wasn't having it, and he's never gone back to his old self, the self that used to love humans, because the Sage of Six Paths was half human. But anyways, now after this, Naruto breaks into the Akatsuki hideout and kills both Deidara and Sasori with cold blood. Of course, Sasori can't give any information, so him being there is kind of irrelevant. Of course, Sasori, never meets Chio again, and he's never forgiven. But anyways, that doesn't matter. Chio is kind of old anyway. She will die soon. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that to my boy Sasori. I actually like Sasori. He's one of my actual favorite Akatsuki members. So I'm going to change his storyline. Naruto sees Sasori, and Naruto has made some research about the sand. Of course, over this time he actually learned about strong clans and strong shinobi of the world. Sasori of the Red Sand was one of them, and of course Chio of the Red Sand was one of them too. Naruto recognized the name, and so he spared Sasori. Sasori was taken hostage by Naruto, but once and just saying, most of the tail beast has been extracted from Gaara, and so Gaara only has like 10% of it, 50% of it left. I'll say most of it. I'll say a third. Sorry, my bad. Anyways, now, sorry, I wasn't sure on what to do there, so I'll just make a third because Gaara will still need a bit of the tail beast. Anyways, he doesn't really need it, but I just want him to have it. Anyways, Naruto catches up with Gaara, and Gaara asks him what his next goals are. Naruto then says he wants to unite the world, and if that has to happen, and if he wants to do that, he needs to become the enemy. Gaara asks why him? Out of all people, why does he have to be the enemy? And Naruto then says, well, you see, I've always been hated by my village, and you know that perfectly. So, if I make myself a bit more hateful, I'm pretty sure my village would actually allow themselves to lose their pride and actually go up against me with other villagers, right? I don't know if that's the best course of action. Of course, that's not going to be my first plan. That's actually my plan Z. There are many other plans I can take. For example, of course, me being the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, I could be the last one remaining. You never know, the Akatsuki. But one of the Akatsuki, I will not allow the Akatsuki to capture all the other tail beasts, since they are basically my brothers and sisters, like you. We've all gone through the same pain, right? I'm pretty sure. But anyways, I'll be going now, Gara. And this is Sorcery of the Red Sand. Allow him to meet his grandma again, and maybe he can make amends. Maybe he can repent. And of course, he will. If not, he will be executed. Of course, you'll have to give him some time. Not everyone changes within hours or days. A few weeks should be fine. A few weeks with his grandma should allow him to remember all the good old days. And Naruto actually gives Sorcery a chance. Of course, killing Deidara with cold blood. Of course, everyone in the Akatsuki has a sad childhood or sad backstory, but Naruto gave Sorcery, the chance. But anyways, he didn't care about Deidara. Really, he didn't give a shit. Anyways, now Naruto heading off, actually going the opposite way of Gaara. Of course, Gaara wasn't meant to go alone, but still Naruto trusted in Gaara, and Gaara actually realized that he needs to become stronger, and so the only way he could actually become even stronger is mastering the little bit of the Shikaku that he had remaining. Anyways, Gaara actually got this idea from Naruto. Naruto has actually told Gaara. Anyways, on his way out, Naruto has actually seen Team 7. Naruto actually smiles and thinks about the good old days. And after seeing Team 7, of course, Tsuki actually notices Naruto. She doesn't know if that's Naruto or not, but she has a strange feeling that she knows this person. Of course, while the rest were going, Tsuki actually stays back and looks at this person, while this person was actually sitting down. Yes, Naruto was actually resting. Of course, Naruto realized that Tsuki was looking at him, and Naruto just looks at her, smiling, but at the same time, disappearing. Tsuki then realized that must have been Naruto, but she could not be sure, and so she let it go. And anyways, once they arrived at the sand village, of course, they were told that Naruto Uzumaki actually saved the Hokage, and they thanked the Leaf Village for coming anyways. Of course, then Tsuki says, so that was Naruto? And Sasuke says, what do you mean? And Tsuki then says, on our way, you saw that cloaked figure, right? I thought I knew him from somewhere. And Sasuke's like, you idiot, you should have told us. Tsuki's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was Naruto. And Sasuke's like, it's fine, let's go follow him. And basically then Gaara said, there's no point, he's way too far gone. Do you not understand? Do you really think Naruto will be caught like this? After all, he has dreams that he has to fulfill. And Tsuki's like, you don't know anything about Naruto. And Gaara then says, I may not know about Naruto as much as you guys do, but I sure do know something. Something that you guys don't know. Naruto's dreams. And Tsuki's like, what do you mean? And Gaara then says, he's the one who saved me. We have talked before I returned. After all, I returned on my own. He didn't bring me here. And anyways, of course, Tsuki then asks, but then Gaara says, I'm sorry, but that's top secret information. I cannot give away the information that Naruto has given me. After all, he is an S-rank shinobi. And they ask, how do they know? And basically, first of all, they give some information about Naruto that everyone knew. He killed Orochimaru. Second of all, they're going to update their, bingo book. Well, they're going to put Naruto, since he is basically a rogue ninja, but they tell him, they're going to put Naruto as not wanted, just someone to watch out for and not to piss off. But anyways, now, Naruto on his way out, basically, he was actually traveling the world at this, like I said multiple times, and Naruto was training at the same time, of course, mastering the Rasen Shuriken already. He was actually, it's been 2 weeks, and Sakura, what? Where did Sakura come from? Sasuke and Tsuki were actually still searching for Naruto, but they were actually training at the same time. Jiraiya and, well, sorry, not Jiraiya, Tsunade was training Tsuki in actually mastering the 100 sealing, the 100 jutsu. I forgot the name. Byakugo seal. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But anyways, after mastering this, while Tsuki was trying to learn this, Naruto, of course, came across 2 of his old friends. Naruto was traveling and actually saw this fight going down. And Naruto actually decided to help out. Of course, it was it was actually Kakuzu, well, mostly Hidan versus the whole of Team 10. But anyways, once Naruto saw this, he realized that they need help. And right before Hidan actually hit Asuma, sorry, I just had a chewing gum. As Hidan was about to hit Asuma, Naruto comes in with his sword. Of course, Naruto has learned how to use the sword since basically he is the new Sasuke, but I'm joking. Anyways, of course, Naruto comes out of nowhere and stops Hidan from cutting or taking a blood sample of Asuma. Anyways, now Naruto says, "You Akatsuki members really piss me off. I do not tolerate you guys. So be sure to die today." Hidan then starts laughing, but Naruto then says, "Keep laughing. But how about this?" And basically Naruto actually knowing a bit about Hidan being immortal because of his clan. But anyways, Naruto then cuts off Hidan's head and then uses his shadow to stitch him up, but basically, impale him multiple times. Shikamaru sees this and basically it kind of resembles Shikamaru's shadow stitching jutsu. Naruto then says, "How are you, Shikamaru? Been a while, hasn't it? And you, Choji, have you gone far?" I'm joking. Anyways, "I'll help you out in this fight. I'll kill these two and then leave. But be sure, you'll have to help me." Of course, then, Kakuzu realizing that if Naruto was able to literally one-shot Hidan, he has to do something, and literally gets out his 5 hearts. And Naruto says, "As I was saying, you'll have to help me out here. So get ready." And as he says that, Naruto disappears from their views with the shadow. Of course, Naruto actually cuts down one of the hearts within seconds of actually disappearing. Then another one, then another one, and then another one. All 4 hearts were destroyed by Naruto within seconds. Kakuzu had fear in his eyes. For the first time, not really for the first time. For the second time in his life, he had pure fear. Unlike when he was fighting Pain, of course, when he was fighting Pain, I'm pretty sure he fought Pain when he was getting recruited by the Akatsuki. He got destroyed, but at least he wasn't fearful. He was pretty confident, but then he got destroyed, of course, being humbled. But anyways, this is something that Kakuzu actually felt years ago, nearly 100 years ago, and it was when he was up against the, the first Hokage, Hashirama. Kakuzu really had no chance against Hashirama in the first place. First of all, because he's like a god. But anyways, Kakuzu got destroyed, and he was fearful of Hashirama. If Hashirama was still alive and he was sent to fight him, Kakuzu would not fight him. He would run. He would run for his life. Like, Hashirama would not have mercy on him twice. Anyways, Kakuzu realizes that he's lost this fight and he tries to escape, but then Naruto actually stops him with the shadow. Then he says, "Where do you think you're going?" Electrocuting him with the shadow as well. Yes, the shadow can use chakra releases. That's how overpowered this Genkai is. Then Naruto creating a sword with the shadow. It actually starts glowing blue. The amount of power he's put into it, the amount of fire release, the hot fire becomes blue. From red to blue it turns. Then Naruto disappears from everyone's sight. And out of nowhere, a massive explosion happens where Kakuzu was. Kakuzu then falls to the ground with a cut, with a slice in the middle of his chest. He falls to the ground, face first. Of course, Naruto has killed him. Naruto then saying one last thing before disappearing with the air. He says, "I'm sorry guys. I guess you guys couldn't fight. But Shikamaru, Choji, and you, and you too, Asuma Sensei, please become stronger. There are people stronger than this man, and if I were to become your enemy, be sure to fight me to the death. Do not hold anything back. In fact, I could have killed you right now." And of course, teleporting towards Shikamaru, having his a kunai right to Shikamaru's neck. Shikamaru doesn't even flinch. Of course, then, Shikamaru ties Naruto with the shadow stitching jutsu, actually impaling him. Naruto says, "That hurt, But anyways, I'll see you around, Shikamaru, my old friend. And you too, Choji." And then disappears with the air. Yes, Naruto still has his air. Yes, I'm still gonna give him the air substitution. And anyways, after disappearing with the air, Shikamaru realizes that if Naruto was their enemy, there was no way they would have won. Naruto would have one-shot them easily. If they were struggling against the weaker one out of the two Akatsuki members, they realized that Kakuzu was the stronger one out of the two, since he had 5 different hearts, first of all, and 5 chakra natures. It was pretty obvious who was the stronger one. Anyways, now, and plus there are ways to get around, Hidan's immortality. But, anywho, now, Of course, Team 10 actually continued, returned to the Leaf Village and gave the report, saying that they actually saw Naruto again. Of course, Tsunade is like, God damn it, Naruto's appearing everywhere, and somehow it's only us, the Leaf Villager, sees him. Bring in Jiraiya now. Now, Jiraiya arrives a few days later. Of course, Itachi was dying now, and Naruto was still hunting for the Akatsuki members, realizing that the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 tails are gone, and now the 7 tails is in danger. Naruto could not find the 7 tails anywhere, but by this time it was already sealed away. Of course, now there were only 2 tailed beasts left. One that Naruto knew he was still alive. He heard of him a few days ago. Killer Bee, the 8 tails Jinchuriki, and the other one himself. Him being able to protect himself in many ways, realizes that he's not in danger right now. But if the whole Akatsuki, the remaining members, Itachi, Uchiha, Kisame, and Pain, also Nagato, also known as Nagato, and also Conan, if they all were to come to him to fight him, Naruto would certainly lose. Yes, Naruto is still weaker than most of he's actually still weaker than Nagato, Pain, and and maybe Kisame, if Kisame was to get if luck was on his side, not like a lot lucky, like just a bit of luck, he would definitely win against Naruto. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, was on his way to find the 7 tails. He's actually encountered Itachi. Of course, Itachi actually told Naruto something. Naruto was there to listen, and Itachi wasn't there to fight at all. Of course, Naruto understood and, was moved by Itachi's kindness. And Naruto says, "You're someone I would never kill." And, Itachi then says, "Thank you, but I'm already dying." And Naruto says, "I can see your chakra is depleting and fast." And, and basically Naruto then actually goes towards Itachi and literally holds him, actually starts puts his hand on his forehead and starts squeezing it, and literally picks up Itachi like this, and actually starts walking. What am I talking about? I'm joking. I'm such a retard. Anyways, Naruto puts his hand on his forehead and literally says, "I'll give you a gift, Itachi Uchiha. Don't make Tsuki and Sasuke sad. Tell them the truth, and then live your life how you wanted to live. Become the big brother you wanted to be, the older brother who wanted to take care of his younger siblings. I'm giving you a second chance in life. Leave the Akatsuki, and if you go up against me, I swear I'm not going to hold anything back. Goodbye now." And basically Naruto uses his seal to actually heal Itachi's illness. Naruto's able to do this, especially because he's able to stop someone from the brink of death like Might Guy after using the eighth gate, which is basically the gate of death, and it's a certain kill that you die after using that. But of course he saved him. But anyways, now Naruto leaves and tells Itachi one more thing before leaving, to tell the truth, since he's going to fight. Anyways, Naruto leaving actually gets encountered by Jiraiya. Jiraiya actually finally found Naruto and actually started the fight against Naruto. Naruto actually being weaker than Jiraiya at this point. Jiraiya is using Sage Mode. He mastered Sage Mode within these 2 years. Since he didn't have to train Naruto, he trained himself. He trained himself to an extent that Naruto can't even keep up with. Jiraiya was able to beat Naruto down to an extent that Naruto could barely breathe. But of course, then the 9 tails chakra kicked in, healing Naruto's wounds. Naruto then stands back up. Of course, Naruto, about to go into his 4 tails form, realizes that he can't use his Kekkei Genkai for some reason, and that is because Ashura was preventing him from doing it. Ashura was telling Naruto to listen to Jiraiya, and basically then Jiraiya was able to subdue Naruto. Jiraiya taking back Naruto to the Leaf Village, and of course Sasuke and Tsuki realizing, after finding out what happened, what truly happened, of course Sasuke awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, same as Tsuki, but then So Itachi told them to never use that power unless they have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And of course here they switch eyes, all of them. Suki giving her eyes to Itachi, Sasuke getting Itachi's eyes, and Suki getting Sasuke's eyes. Anyways, of course they returned to the Leaf Village while Naruto was talking to Jiraiya from far away. Anyways, far away from the village. Of course, Pain was actually sent to. Oh well, since Itachi was out the picture from the Akatsuki, Pain was sent to get Naruto while Obito was going to take care of the Eight Tails. Killer Bee really had no escape from this. He dies, and then the Five Kage Summit happens because the Raikage realizes that the Nine Tails Jinchuriki is in danger. Of course, while this was all happening, Naruto actually was talking to Jiraiya, and Jiraiya, after finding out what truly happened to Naruto meeting the son of the Sage of Six Paths, Naruto being the reincarnation of the son of the Sage of Six Paths, Ashura, of course Sasuke being Indra, still having hatred in his heart for Danzo now instead of his brother, kills Danzo while Tsunade was on the Five Kage Summit with with Might Guy and another and Shizune. Since Kakashi couldn't leave the village because Jiraiya wasn't there to take care of the village, still on his mission. Anyways, now Nagato, Pain and Conan find Jiraiya and Naruto spending time. Jiraiya finally telling Naruto the truth, everything about his heritage and about him being his godfather. Naruto was heartbroken that he didn't know about this, but at the same time he was glad that his parents chose a righteous and a kind man to be his godfather, Jiraiya. Jiraiya promises Naruto to teach him the jutsu, or the technique that he used against him to beat him. Naruto then says, "It's a promise, right?" And basically, Jiraiya says yes, but out of nowhere they get pushed back, separating the two. Pain uses an almighty push. Naruto realizes that this is the Akatsuki since he sees 7 figures with the cloaks, or with the Akatsuki attire. Now, I'm just saying, this was weeks after Itachi's meeting with Naruto. Naruto actually attacks the man, but he was able to dodge easily like he was Goku in Ultra Instinct, but that's because of the shared vision. Naruto then gets blasted back by the Naraka Path with a a missile. Of course, Naruto was able to protect himself. Remember, Naruto being an S-rank shinobi, he would easily be able to protect himself because of him actually using his shadow Kekkei Genkai. But then Naruto actually uses something that Orochimaru gave him, shaking the ground. Roots came out from the ground. Naruto then looking at the two, saying it's all over. Well, no, looking at the 7 to be honest. But anyways, Jiraiya then comes from the top, while Naruto actually binded them with the wood binding jutsu. Well, wood binding jutsu, yeah. Jiraiya had the Rasen Shuriken in his hand and threw it down to the ground. Yes. Now, of course, Pain saw this coming, and then said, "Universal push." Wait, no, what? Universal push. Sorry, almighty push. Universal pull, almighty push, yes. Anyways, he says almighty push, and literally the roots got destroyed, ripped apart, and the Rasen Shuriken had to fight against the force of the Rinnegan. Of course, the Rasen Shuriken wasn't strong enough, and literally it disappeared. Literally, the chakra turned into wind. Anyways, Jiraiya was in danger. Then all the paths of pain attacked Jiraiya. Of course, the summoning one summoned the summonings. Then the Naraka path shot a laser, and also the human path went up to Jiraiya to actually take his soul. But then, of course, Naruto saying summoning jutsu summons 3 of the toads to fight the 3 summonings, and then creates clones to actually stop the Naraka path, and then himself goes up to the human path and destroys it. Naruto actually just touching the human path, and then multiple rods come out from the human path, not the chakra absorbing rods, but and they weren't even rods, they were literally shadow, like Naruto's shadow Kekkei Genkai. Naruto created a hole in the human path's skull, which then the shadow went into his body and came out multiple parts of it, destroying the path. Naruto then says, "Who's next?" And Naruto had a Karma Seal like form, but Karma Seal like thing. Well, Naruto was using his shadow like the Karma Seal, and this was actually boosting everything. Of course, this is not truly a Karma Seal. Naruto will get, Naruto got pissed, and so he actually attacked the human. After killing the human path, he actually one-shot the Naraka path. Naruto is in a rampage form, and he's already, letting out the Naruto's chakra. But anyways, now Naruto then kicks the absorbing path, destroying it. And Jiraiya was just seeing the massacre going down. Naruto was so fast, not even the Rinnegan could keep up, destroying each of the path one by one. Only the Diva path was remaining. Of course, Nagato had to try harder up against Naruto, but then the Conan and both the Diva path were able to actually hit Naruto, and then the Diva Puff was about to stab Naruto right in the chest with his chakra sealing, well, chakra absorbing rod. But anyways, the chakra rod, I'll just say chakra rod. But anyways, Jiraiya comes in the way, pushing Naruto out of the way as she gets stabbed by it. Jiraiya was just watching, but now he had to get into the fight. After getting stabbed, his chakra was getting absorbed. Naruto saw this happening right in front of his eyes and allowed this to happen. He wasn't having it. Naruto got pretty pissed. I wouldn't say pretty pissed, but then he let out the Six Tails. Of course, Naruto going straight to Six Tails attacks the two. Conan actually disappears into paper, turns into paper and returns where Nagato was, because Nagato told her to telepathically, through the Diva path. But anyways, in the end, Naruto let out eight tails of it. Naruto's putting the universal. What am I talking about? Of course, Nagato actually using his planetary devastation sealed Naruto in it, but in the end Naruto was about to let out the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails were so strong, even the planetary devastation couldn't keep the Nine Tails at bay. But now Naruto was about to unleash the full Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails was about to be unleashed on the world. But then Minato stopped Naruto from actually unsealing the Nine Tails and talked to Naruto. Naruto finally meeting his father, the fourth Hokage, was really happy. And once he turned back to himself, but this time Naruto was ready. He wasn't in Sage mode, but he then teleported, or not teleported, but body flickered right in front of the Diva path and destroyed it. He didn't really destroy it, but he Rasengan the hell out of it. Using a scorching Rasengan, burnt its body. It wasn't burnt to a crisp, but it was pretty burnt up. Anyways, after all of this, Naruto then says, "Enough. I'll find you, whoever you are." Then Jiraiya actually, woke up. Jiraiya actually finding where Nagato was. In the end, Nagato was stuck on a jutsu, but Obito actually arrived. Obito actually stabbing Nagato from the back, killing Nagato. Of course, Nagato says it's farewell, and then Conan gets pretty pissed, but then Conan gets decapitated. Yes, Obito wasn't having it, and so he took Nagato's eyes, and this Obito was actually powered by more Hashirama souls. He implanted more into himself thanks to Zetsu, and now he was able to have both Rinnegan. And one of the Rinnegan still had the ability of warping through dimensions because of his eyes. Remember, and Uchiha can still use his Susanoo without his eyes, other than the ocular genjutsus like the Tsukuyomi, but he still can use his Susanoo. We seen it from Madara, and plus he's in the data books, and it's proven. Madara, we used his Susanoo with no eyes. But anyways, of course, then Obito went back to his dimension. Naruto and Jiraiya burying the three students, giving them a nice grave. Of course, the fourth Great Ninja War was, declared. Now we skip to the three Uchihas. Of course, Danzo was pretty pissed off that the Uchiha were back and tried to kill them all, but all of them using their Susanoo, not perfect Susanoo, but a pretty strong Susanoo, the armored one already. Literally all of them were able to use it straight away and killing Danzo. Of course, Danzo couldn't really do anything, and this was considered as self-defense. A lot of people witnessed it, and even Kakashi. Kakashi would never lie about this, and so it was let off. But anyway, Naruto was sent to Mount Miyaboku this time to actually master both his tail beast chakra and since Jiraiya was a seal master, he would be the one to actually help out Naruto. Not only mastering his tail beast chakra, but also mastering Sage Mode. Naruto, within a few days, he mastered it. Of course, during these few days, not the war began. Of course, there's a few weeks. Sorry, 2 weeks in fact. Anyways, Naruto joins the war, and the war wasn't similar at all, since it was just Obito and Kisame, and of course the reanimations. Now, Naruto, who was actually in the war on his own. Yes, Jiraiya actually went to the headquarters because of Tsunade's request. Now, Naruto on his own in the battlefield actually was helping out each platoon, and Naruto actually had to go up against Nagato again, and then he was able to beat him. Tsuki actually found Naruto, the real one, and Naruto was on his own, actually resting for a while, and just saying. Sakura was actually trained under Tsunade as well, something I didn't mention at all. I forgot to mention it. Sakura actually decided to stay back. Sakura and Tsuki are really good friends, and so Tsuki was the one to fight in the battlefield, while Sakura was the one healing. Or Tsuki would have had to stay back. Sakura gave up her opportunity to fight and show off her power to actually heal the people in need, and she was more than happy to do it. After all, she was trained for this. Now, Naruto, who was actually on his own with Tsuki, they were talking while Itachi was actually fighting, Kabuto with the Sasuke. Tsuki now has the perfect Susanoo, and Naruto has KCM1. He doesn't have KCM2, but then while they were actually going to the battlefield, they got encountered by, Obito. Here, Might Guy and Kakashi arrived to help out Naruto. Naruto, of course, having to fight them, still masters, the Tail Beast chakra fully, and links up with Kurama and becomes gains, the second part of the KCM2, not the second part, but anyways, after gaining KCM2, Naruto, who was actually pretty OP. Of course, the war truly began once the Tentos was revived. Now, Gaara actually arrived to the battlefield. Gaara was actually fighting in the battlefield against Madara. Here, Gaara was a lot stronger. Having a bit of Shikaku left inside of him, he was a ton stronger, and he was actually in a form that no one has ever seen. Gaara was a bit in his half Shikaku form, and it was pretty overpowered. Yes. But anyways, still getting clapped by Madara. In the end, Naruto actually had to fight all of them with Sasuke and Tsuki and, his Itachi. And of course, Itachi was actually pretty strong here, having the Tosca Blade, trying to seal away the Tentos, but the Tentos actually being way too strong, too much chakra. There is a set amount of chakra that, the Tentos, the Tosca Blade can seal. But anyways, Naruto had a plan in his mind, and so he actually told Sasuke actually about this, and not Sasuke. He actually created a clone to actually go do this for him. Of course, he went to one of the hideouts, which was overtaken by Jigo, Kari, and Suigetsu, some people that he knew. Of course, reviving Orochimaru now. Naruto took Orochimaru to the village where he made him revive all the prior Hokages. The prior Hokages arrived to save the day, of course, Mina to save the day, and here the war goes a bit similar to the original, up until Naruto gets the 6th Sage Mode. Naruto already had pretty much the 6th Sage Mode, but Sasuke got his Rinnegan, and here Naruto had way more power, still getting the boost from Hagoromo. He had a lot more power since he was in a full link with Ashura Spirit as well. Sasuke was not in a full link with Indra Spirit because he was corrupted, and so Sasuke just took the power from Indra Spirit, and Indra Spirit was just remaining there. Anyways, now Naruto, having so much power, destroyed Madara on his own. Of course, Sasuke still being there to help out, but in the end, not really doing too much. But Kaguya was still revived, and here Naruto, having good release and his Kekkei Genkai, and also a lot more power. So much power that even Sasuke can't compare to him at this point. Sasuke knows that he can't compare to him, and so he doesn't want to really fight Naruto in the end. Even though he wants revolution, not really revolution. Sasuke doesn't really have a goal, but anyways. And now, Naruto, who was, fighting Kaguya. Oh, sorry. Team 7 was actually fighting Kaguya, and of course Obito didn't even die here. Yes, Obito was actually saved by Naruto, and here Obito does not have to save Naruto last second with Kakashi, but instead Naruto was actually beating Kaguya's ass. Naruto wasn't holding anything back, using a boil release and his Kake Genkai together, destroying Kaguya, and Kaguya having no chance against Naruto. Naruto was able to decapitate Kaguya, and then gain the the Karma Seal. Naruto then teleporting everyone back to the dimension, to the real dimension, and now, of course, Hagoromo says his final words to Naruto and Sasuke, saying that these two, you two, have been the last reincarnate since you don't have any conflict, and Sasuke is at peace, same as Naruto, but Naruto doesn't want to return to the village. But Ashura, of course, giving his last words before uniting with Naruto's spirit forever, actually tells Naruto that he should return to the village where he was born, where he was raised, where he suffered. That is how he's going to get stronger. If he never returns to the village, he's never going to get over his fears, and so Naruto returns to the village. Of course, here, since Naruto wasn't here much, he actually becomes the Shadow Hokage. Yes. Naruto does not become the 7th Hokage here. Yes, we're skipping a bit, and Naruto becomes the Shadow Hokage. He's basically the Sasuke of this timeline. But anyways, this wife. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs. This was a wife I really enjoyed making. A wife that I rushed in the past. And now I got to do it over time, and I loved making it, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also don't forget to follow Shokra on Instagram. Subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman123, and my second channel, The King of Noobs. And last thing, do not forget to go and get your merch from Beautiful Halo. All the links are in the description below, and also go and join the Discord server, link in the description below. We have a lot of fun. I haven't been active too much these days, but it's because of something else that I had to do. But anyways, now, hope you all have an amazing day, amazing night, and take care, stay safe, and peace. Ducklings dismissed.